Call that's all. We're back. It is your man, Dame Ellzey, the legendary Dame Ellzey. We have the legendary
Homer Blow.
And we have the soon-to-be legendary
Kayla Lewis Allen.
There you go. And we're back on 101.7 The Truth. Hey, listen, let me just say this. We talking about gun control before we went to the break. But, Andrew, throw up that picture of the clip my man had with the writings on it. Y'all can see it on y'all screens if you're on
your
YouTube.
Yeah.
Listen, look at this. Look at this. Look. He took the time to write messages on each one of these clips. He's got an array of clips. Mm-hmm. One of them asks, "Where is your God now?" You know what I'm saying? One of them said,
"For the children."
For the children. The clip is for the children. Now he posted this
and laughing.
He posted all of this on YouTube before he went and did whatever he did. Yep. And again, I'm saying the NRA and the gun lobbies and the politicians that they pay off will flip it and be like, okay, mental health.
Right.
Of course he had a mental health problem.
Right.
But
Clearly.
But a lot of people in America and a lot of people in the world have mental health problems. But if they didn't have access to these guns, then we wouldn't have to deal with the consequences of their mental health problems, right? Mm-hmm. If he didn't have access to ARs and whatever type of weapon he used to kill these children in one fell swoop, if he didn't have access to that, what, he gonna run up and stab somebody? Yeah, you could do that, but that's one person, as opposed to him taking out a whole classroom full of kids, you know?
Yeah. We're going to go to the True Talk text lines, 833-212-1017. Security Mike, thank you for your patience, for holding during the break. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your truth?
How y'all doing this morning?
Yes.
I think we wasn't getting anything in the news about this because of this administration. I know they would have to address it. Because if it was the last administration and this was happening every day like this, Biden and them would have been shooting something out there for them to come up with some type of laws or something, not just sitting back idle with this stuff. But I knew this would happen. I knew it would be an uptick of mass shootings when the Trump administration got back in there. And it ain't going to stop because they're not even trying to address the situation. We ain't even know nothing about all of this.
Right.
Man, you ran off of stuff every day. My birthday was on August 3rd. You ran off about 3 or 4 mass shootings that particular day.
Yeah.
All the way up until now.
Yeah.
This is crazy, man. This is crazy. And I don't think it was happening like this with the last administration. Keep up the good work.
We have another caller on our True Talk text lines, 833-212-1017. Alan, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your truth?
My truth is that guns stop violence. These people, somebody else just stated, the other guy, Al from, I'm in Sherman Park, too, up on the north part of Sherman by Havenwoods. But these freaks, what they do is there's something messing with their head with this transgender stuff. And they're never going to tell you the truth about it. There's a war going on. Joe Biden declared war on the Catholic Church. They were arresting us. They were arresting people for protesting abortion. They have an agenda. The agenda is to take God out of our society. Now, if you're a Muslim, you can have bells, you can do whatever you want to do. But if you're a Catholic, you have to kowtow to these blanks. I'm going to tell you what. For a while, they tried to shut down our churches during the fake COVID, right? But you could still go to Walmart. You could still do anything. The country has been inundated with a bunch of weirdos. And unless we get the hold of it, it's going to get away from us. But I will tell you this. I was a teacher. And when I was in the rooms, when I was in the building, when there was a problem, they would call me. They'd say, Mr. So-and-so, can you do a thing to come down to the office for irate parents or any nonsense? And when the kids were with me, these are little kids. When they were with me, we've had stranger dangers and shutdowns and such when I worked. They told me. They said, what? I said, aren't you guys scared? And they said, well, no. And I said, why? And they said, you won't let anybody hurt us. And that's a tremendous burden to have on you as a human being. But I would not allow anybody to hurt another person. I might hate you, and I would not let anybody do what these freaks are doing. They're trying to apologize for these people. Why don't they have time for inner unity. They're not after inner unity. They're after the Catholic Church. They massacred these people. And you know what? There's more and more because there's a hatred in our society for anything good. These people hate God. They hate me. They probably hate you. They hate my wife.
Okay,
they hate us all.
Okay, Alan. Thank you. Thank you for your call.
You know,
take us right to the break. So I'm gonna let everybody
The most interesting thing about that call was he said he was a teacher.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to let both of y'all. Kayla, I want to hear you cook. Legendary Dame Ellzey, I want you to cook when we come back. And the True Talk text lines are lit up. So when we come back, I'm going to let Kayla cook. I'm going to let the legendary Dame Ellzey cook. And then we're going to go to the True Talk text lines, 833-212-1017. We'll be black. We're black. Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. I'm going to try to make sure we maximize this time as best we can. So I'm getting ready to go to Kayla, and I'm going to let her cook. And then we're going to bring in the male sous chef, the legendary Dame Ellzey. But Kayla, is your mic on? That makes sure.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. Okay. What's your thoughts on our last Truth Nation caller?
I just feel like we're going to have to do a better job at who in these schools, for one. But we got to do a better job at just taking these guns back. I don't want to too much speak on the last caller because he was kind of all over the place for me. But we just got to do a better job. Making sure that our families, our students are able to go to school. This is the beginning of the school year. We're on the cusp of all of the kids getting back into their routines and getting back into school. And the first thing you hear is that there was a mass shooting at a school. That can be very traumatizing to a kid. So preparing our children, doing those drills at home, talking to the kids about what they need to do to remain safe, how they need to get in contact with you, and all of those things. And even having those drills at home is very, very important. I was talking to Homer before we got the show started and said, when we moved to Milwaukee, I'm from Newark, Ohio originally, but when we moved to Milwaukee, we lived on the north side of Milwaukee, and my mom is from this rural area in Ohio. So she never experienced anything like this city life stuff before. So when we got to Milwaukee, there was a lot of like shootings and stuff like that. So my mom started doing gun drills with me very, very early in life. And I think that prepared me just for the world and what it was. So I think that being able to have those drills with your kids at home about, hey, we in the classroom, let's play school for a minute. We in the classroom, they say that it's a lockdown or you hear some shooting, what do you do? And just preparing them in that way, because that's all we can do, because they clearly ain't taking the guns off the streets.
The legendary Dame Ellzey. Time for you to turn the stove on.
Let me say this. That person that just called and ranted and raved about whatever the hell he was talking about.
Yeah.
Transgender agendas and this, that, and the other, and woo wham, and that's my Milwaukee talk for my people. Listen, the most interesting thing, and I said this for the break, that man said he was a teacher.
Yeah.
So he was in the classrooms. He had the minds of children. That is a problem. And he's talking about the transgenders and them shooting up schools, and the last couple of shootings have been done by transgenders and people going against the Catholic religion and this, that, and the other and the third. Listen, if you want to fear something in this country, fear the angry white man.
Mm-hmm.
Fear. That's who I'm scared of. I ain't scared of Man them down the street. I ain't scared of my little cousin name is Man. No harm. I'm not scared of nobody else. I'm scared of the angry white man coming into a public place and airing it out. Let's just be 100. So let's not point fingers at the transgenders. Let's not point fingers at the militant Muslims. Let's not point fingers at, because none of them people are the ones on that list that Homer read. I guarantee you 95% of them was an angry white man that had done it.
Yeah.
Let's be 100. And if you don't realize that, and then what you have with Trump in office is the riling up of making the white man feel he has been disenfranchised in America. which is what they say the greatest crime the devil ever did was make people think he didn't exist.
Yes, sir.
Second to that is making the white man in America feel like he's disenfranchised, because there's no way you can feel disenfranchised as a white man in America. That's impossible. But Trump has managed to do that, and in doing so, they have created a whole class of angry white men that this fringe population comes out and they shoot stuff up. Dating all the way back to Timothy McVeigh blowing up buildings and all of this other stuff, right? So we have to talk about the elephant in the room, which is that. We also have to talk about the elephant in the room, which is gun control and gun lobbies. Let's stop putting it off on everything else. The transgender this, the Catholic agenda, this and this and this. No, it's too many guns out here.
Period.
Why? Because guns make money. So everything, I tell people this all the time. If you want to find out why something's going on, find out how much money it makes.
We're going to go to the Truth Talk text lines, 833-212-1017. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Gary, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your truth?
Hey, good morning. How you all doing this morning?
Bless.
You know what? I just wanted to say I give you big props for letting that idiot, and I'm going to say it just like that, idiot probably got a tendency toward racism and everything else. And you're right, talking about being a classroom teacher, indoctrinating these babies with that hatred and foolishness. But I want to give you props because you allowed him the space to talk. If that was conservative radio and somebody had an opposing view, the first thing they're going to do is screen you and shut you down and not give you the opportunity to speak. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you allow everyone to speak, regardless of what their beliefs are. You give people the opportunity to come on your show and speak. And again, if that was conservative radio, you wouldn't even get the opportunity because they are the ones that are doing all the indoctrinating, the hatred, and all this other foolishness.
Yep, Gary, and it's on purpose because I always talk about it, and I've been this way. We need to know, like, how people think. Like, because there's questions we can ask ourselves, like, well, who would do something like that? Who would say something like that? This, that, and the other. So we need to be able to hear the good, the bad, the ugly, and as long as he doesn't start violating FCC rules, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to let him go ahead and get his cook on, but also we going to get our cook on, too. So